More news coming in. Russian President Vladimir Putin has told US President Donald Trump that Russia will not back off its military goals. The Kremlin aide has, and reports emerging from the Kremlin suggest that the phone call was frank, businesslike and concrete. Trump called for a quick end to the conflict, but Putin has said that Russia is ready for a negotiated solution, even though several attempts to achieve a negotiated solution have only broken down, where Russia has sought for territorial concessions from Ukraine. So even the Ukrainian President Zelensky has not shown much confidence in this conversation between Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin. But that's the big piece of news that's coming in, that in that conversation, as Trump calls for a ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine, Russian President Vladimir Putin has told US President Trump that Russia will not back off its military goals. I'm joined by my colleague Siddhant Mishra on the broadcast. So Siddhant, clearly Putin continuing his same line that he will not back down from getting some territorial concessions from Ukraine. Even though he says he's ready for a negotiated ceasefire between the two sides, we've seen that previous attempts have only been derailed by the Russian side.
Well, that's right, Ayushman. In fact, we had a conversation about it many times in the past, and there have been many phone calls also exchanged between the two leaders, but there has not been a single breakthrough so far in Russia-Ukraine dialogue. In fact, after much deliberations by President Trump, they both agreed to meet in Turkey. Perhaps there was a meeting also which happened, but again, there is no breakthrough. So the whole point of contention, as you rightly said, Ayushman, is the territorial gains that Russia has made against Ukraine in last 3 years, and perhaps that is something which Russia does not want to leave, because those territories are perhaps will be will serve as a strategic gain for Russia, and Ukraine wants those territories back, and perhaps this is the main point of contention, that each time around, after much deliberations, U.S. involvement, speaking to each other directly, no breakthrough has been found in the ongoing conflict in Europe. Now, again, this conversation has taken place, going by what the Russian media is reporting, Ayushman, when Putin wished Trump for the implementation of his new bill. In fact, he also congratulated him on the Independence Day, upcoming U.S. Independence Day. In fact, Putin noted that their countries connected by deeper historical roots. Putin and Trump discussed Middle East tension in great detail. In fact, Putin emphasized that all issues need to be resolved through diplomatic means. Even both presidents agreed to it. So, other than the war in Europe, they also spoke about the conflict in West Asia, and in fact, Putin played a very, very significant role. If going by, Iranian foreign minister was in Moscow, then the support that Russia and China extended to Iran, both political support and also by support at the international forum, perhaps. So, the discussion also happened about that with President Trump. So, as I said, that but there is no breakthrough which we can see happening anytime soon. But again, an attempt to bring ceasefire, to do ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine.
Right. So Trump can hope all he wants, but Putin will not back off his military objectives to take out a chunk of Ukraine and put it back into Russian territory, something that he has always dreamed of, to re-establish the Soviet Union, one of his end goals when it comes to his territorial ambitions.
Network 18 is now the clear leader in digital media, with 55% more users on native platforms and social media than Times Internet. Network 18, the undisputed leader of news networks, way ahead of the times.